Today, I want to talk to you about 10 things I wish I could go back in time and tell myself when I was younger. It's about money. Money is a tool that we can use to receive security and peace of mind, but it can also be a source of stress and anxiety. So, how can we use it wisely? Here's some tips I would have found helpful. First, it's important to figure out what really matters to you. This will help you clarify your priorities so you can spend your money wisely. So write down 5 things that you care about most in the world and match that up with what you actually spend your time and money on. It can be quite sobering to realise that you're not actually living in accordance with your values. So how can you change that? It might also help to keep a spending diary to see exactly where your money goes. One word that will make a huge difference to your finances is boundaries. When you leave education and start working, your money's going to feel precious to you, and you want to spend it on things that brings you genuine happiness and fulfillment. One way to ensure this is to establish clear boundaries within your finances, whether that's setting spending limits or limiting the amount of passive time you spend online, taking breaks from your devices and unfollowing influencers and brands on social media who tempt you to overspend. Set a daily spending limit and don't save card details online. And experiment with drawing cash and only using that for a day or two. You might find that really helps. Be smart about debt. There's an easy way to learn about debt and there's a hard way to learn about debt. Please learn the easy way. Only spend what you can afford to pay back in full as soon as possible. The same goes for buy now, pay later. If you have any doubts about whether you'll be able to make it work, leave it well alone. Figure out your budgeting style and stick with it. Some people prefer old-fashioned spreadsheets, others like digital budgeting tools. You might actually like the 50-30-20 rule where 50% on essentials, 30 on fun stuff and 20 on savings and pensions. Or you like to set specific limits on each area of your expenditure. Experiment and try different approaches and see what works. Once you find the right strategy, stick to it, because consistency is the key. That way, you'll get used to budgeting and make it, it'll become a habit. Save what you can when you can. Look, there'll always be reasons not to save, but if you can look for ways to save money wherever you can, the future will thank you. Try not to think about it as a sacrifice, but creating more options further down the line. Look at round-up savings, the lifetime ISA, whatever makes the whole thing more appealing and doable for you. Stay in your workplace pension and save extra if you can. Your pension is there to ensure that you can retire one day without having to worry about money. The earlier you start, the better, because you'll have more time in the stock market, you'll be able to build up your funds more, and you'll get maximum benefit from compound interest. An amazing phenomenon where interest earns its own interest. You also grab free money from your employer and tax relief from the government. So the moment you put in a workplace pension, try to stick with it and put in extra if you can. Don't be afraid to talk about money with your friends and family. Money can become a no-go subject in our lives, but that simply creates misunderstandings, inaction and outright conflict. The people around you need to understand your financial goals and limitations and vice versa. The more you talk about money, the easier it will become and the quicker you'll be able to deal with problems. Be scam aware. Anyone can fall victim to fraud because the criminals have become more and more cunning, clever, determined than we give them any credit for, really. So keep up to date with the latest scams doing the rounds, and always be skeptical when people phone you up out the blue or offer you a fabulous sounding money making scheme online. If it sounds too good to be true, it is. Listen to your gut and be prepared to walk away. You can't get rich quick. There's no easy, fast way to make money that's risk-free and guaranteed. Just look at crypto rush of recent years. Many investors hope that good times will continue, but that's just our frail psychology kidding ourselves we found a cheat code for finance. It doesn't exist. You can get rich slowly through saving and investing in the real economy, but you've got to be patient and prepared to screen out the short-term noise. Learn to love cooking. This is self-explanatory. Enough with Deliveroo. Get in that kitchen. Seriously, I totally understand why it can seem hard to rustle up tasty but nutritious meals every single day, but I can honestly say that this is by far the most important thing you can do to save money and create space in your life to achieve other financial goals. Try to have fun and not be a perfectionist, and soon you'll find it's not as easy as it looks. It's not as hard as it looks, sorry. Finally, Jonathan Swift who's an author, once said, "Keep money in your head, not your heart." Because money is not the be-all and end-all, and having money doesn't make you a better person. So use it wisely, and you'll be so grateful. Thanks for listening.